Hey everybody, welcome to Axiom, Amnesia.
Welcome back.
We are doing trivia for the culture. Movies is our topic today.
Yep.
So we are going to have the ladies versus the gents. Of course, I'm the lady, so I'm representing the ladies. And he's the gent. And he's representing the gents.
So who's going first in this thing?
Of course, ladies go
And
first.
do we need to explain how it goes?
Well, okay. So just as a general rule, the way it works is we're going to have 3 trivia questions. And in this case, it's about movies. So we each need to guess, based on the screenshot that you see, what movie this is.
Yeah.
And it is a movie that is from the culture.
From
so
the culture.
We should know this.
All right.
Hopefully I win.
So we're going to try to keep scores, and if it's off, it doesn't matter. We just going to see who the winner is at the end.
That's right.
We're going to try to be accurate.
Okay, so here's the first one. Let's see if you can figure out what movie this is.
Let me see. I know most of these movies from my time, so, it'll be pretty easy.
Let's see.
Oh, this is very easy. This is a Spike Lee joint called School Days with Giancarlo Esposito.
Why do you always have a tough time saying this guy's name? I don't get
know
it.
his name. Do I get a point for that, though?
I think
Is
you
it
get a
School
point for
Days?
that. It is School Days. It is Giancarlo Esposito. Who's that with the G on his head?
That's Spike Lee. Ain't it?
Yeah.
You're silent.
But
I'm
you didn't
like,
explain. You didn't explain.
I have to explain what's going on in the scene
Yes.
to get a point?
Yes.
So he is pledging. I don't even remember the name of the fraternity.
G5G.
G5G.
Don't you remember that song they said? G5G. That's what we want to be. Anyway, that's what they're saying in the.
I haven't watched it in a year or two.
Well, I know that you don't really. You like it because it's Spike Lee, but I know you don't like musicals and it has a lot of music in it.
Too much music
So,
and stuff going
If you
on.
are a young millennial and maybe you have never seen this movie or even heard of this movie, this is School Days, and you should check this movie out.
Yeah, you should.
Yes. So just look at, I don't know where you can watch it because I don't think Spike Lee's movies are like on, Netflix or anything like that. So you might have to actually pay for it, but it's worth the money because you need to know about this movie from the culture, and it's from 1988. And if you want to know what it's about, it's basically Spike Lee just draws from his memories from his time at Atlanta's Morehouse College, which is an HBCU, of course. And in this movie, they have this fake HBCU called Mission College. And so the film deals with these rising tensions between fraternities, sororities, the student body, and the administration. And it deals with a lot of social issues that happen within our culture, stuff like colorism and class and stuff like that. So I think it is a great movie for that reason. So
what year did this come out?
This came out in 1988.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So, I mean, what do you think about the movie itself?
Well, like you said, I really don't like those musicals and stuff like that. So, I don't like those parts. But I think it was pretty good, especially one of his early movies. It's really for the culture. You know what I'm saying? Because, I guess it's like these HBCU sort of things where, a lot of black people have those similar experiences and then pledging and all of that.
Right.
Yeah.
So here's what to look for when you go to Amazon or wherever to try to get that movie. And let's move on to the next one.
So, I don't think you'll be ready for this one.
Uh-oh. Okay, ladies, I'm really going to pull this through for us. Let's hope.
I'm just joking. Let's see.
All right, let's see what this one is. Oh, this one is easy.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is Glory. That's Morgan Freeman in the front. I mean, like, it's a lot of stars that were in this movie. People who weren't yet full stars at the time the movie was made. I don't even know what year this was, but I'm going to guess it's somewhere around like 1989, 88,
What?
90.
It was 1989.
Okay, see, I was right. I was right.
The movie is really about Matthew Broderick's character.
Mm-hmm.
Robert Shaw or whoever. who led the first all black volunteer company during the Civil War.
Right,
Yeah.
right. I mean, it is definitely a really, really good movie. And if you look to the left of Morgan Freeman, everybody knows who
Oh,
that
wait,
is.
let me see. Let's go back.
Oh, sorry. Well, I mean, right there, yeah, to the left of Morgan Freeman, that's Denzel,
Denzel
Washington
Washington.
in his early days. And there's
Yeah.
this iconic scene in the movie
So,
where Denzel, has one tear just streaming down his face,
after
like
he
the
went to
most,
steal the boots.
yes, the most manly cry on film ever.
So who is the guy on the right though?
The guy on the right is, ooh,
I don't know how to say his last name.
you got me stumped.
Andre.
Oh yeah, Andre Brower. That's who
Yeah.
that is.
Mhm.
See, I knew it. You gave me the first name and I got it. All right, so Andre Brower.
Yeah, that's who that guy is.
Yep.
Denzel Washington, Morgan Freeman, Matthew Broderick.
Again, this is another movie that's important, I think, for the culture because it gives you a little bit of history with the entertainment at the same time. And I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, pretty awesome movie.
Yep. All right, so we need to prepare ourselves for the next movie question.
Uh-oh.
The score is currently 1-1. Ladies and gents
I'm
are
winning.
even. And now the question is, do you know what movie this is? I think you might be able to get it.
Right.
I'm going to see.
Well, I watch all of it. Man, get out of town. This is a new one. And I think it came out, let me see, 2016. No.
No, but you didn't tell me what
Dear White
movie it
People,
is.
Of course. Yeah, Dear White People.
Yes.
The movie.
It's Dear White People, and it came out in 2014. It was directed by Justin Simien. And it's the story of basically 4 Ivy League students who have different paths as they navigate the pressures of being basically a black face in a white space. And then tensions are boiling over inexplosively during a Halloween party. I think this is great. And actually, they did also make a
series.
A series, yeah.
Yeah, and this is the guy in the movie from Everybody Hates Chris.
Right.
Yeah.
The TV
he played, Chris Rock, a young Chris Rock.
Mm-hmm.
Prepubescent.
I wish that they could have gotten him for the series too, because the series wasn't bad, and I think it in the series right now, it's on the second season, right?
The second season is out, so we're waiting on the third.
Yeah, and so that's Netflix, right?
Yeah, Netflix.
But anyway, you can find the movie Dear White People. I think the movie is actually on Netflix as well, but I could be wrong. But anyway, check Netflix out if you have that. If not, I'm sure you can go to Amazon. And just by the way, we will make sure that we link all of the movies to Amazon in the description of this video in case you want to check them out, or you just want a quick link to the movie.
Yeah, we shall do that.
Yes.
So this next one.
Goodness.
This next one. Are you ready?
I guess I'm ready.
It's a classic.
Okay.
And that I have to give you a clue.
Okay.
But it should be pretty easy.
I hope you don't have to give me a clue. Okay, you know what? First of all, let me tell you how I first heard of this movie, all right, which I believe is The Mac. Am I right?
All right.
Okay, I'm right about that. Y'all, I know my movies, okay? All right. So the way that I first heard of this is somewhere in the 90s, there was this movie called How to Be a Player, right?
Oh, yeah.
I had never seen The Mac, but that movie, How to Be a Player, which had, I can't think of his name, Bill Bellamy and some other people in it. Typical 90s black
Max
cast.
Julian.
Right. And I don't know what the name of this guy is, but anyway,
That's Max Julian.
See, I didn't know his real name, Max Julian, but he made this, he made a cameo in that movie, How to Be a Player. And that's how I know. And so one thing I'll say about these movies is, we all know the movies on the basis of the context of when we grew up everything like that, right? So, I just
So you didn't know he was from the Mac?
I didn't know he was from the Mac at the time. Yeah. And then I later saw the Mac. And then I was like, wait a minute, that's the dude from there. And then, the way he was just talking in that movie,
Yeah, for the people who don't know, the Mac is about this pimp basically named Goldie. He go to jail, he get out, then he gets to the top of the pimp game, and then, you have all the other forces, the police, the quote, good black people, who's trying to stop him and all that good stuff. And it also has another famous actor in it named Richard Pryor.
Oh yeah, he sure was in that movie.
Yep.
Yes.
He
Okay.
was.
All right. So I don't feel bad. What year did that come out? Do you know?
It came out in 1973.
Oh my gosh, before we were all born.
Yeah. So are we at 2-2?
We are even, ladies and gents.
Yeah.
So, let's move on and let's see if I can finally stump you with this. I have a feeling that I'm not going to stump you, which lets me know for the next episode I got to make my questions harder. I just said, let me just, I want to give you a break. I don't want you to feel real bad about losing zero, with 0 points. But we are going to see if you know this movie. And just forgive the quality of the screenshot, because this was the screenshot that we had to have, because this was a good movie. So.
Okay. Oh, that's one I didn't think of, because I was thinking of those movies from the 90s, like not that long ago. Mm-hmm. But I know for a fact that this is The Wood. And I don't know the actor's name. I know the guy who's driving the car in here is
his character's name
is Stacy.
Yes, his name is Stacy. So for those of you, again, maybe the young millennials have not seen The Wood, you have to see this movie. This movie came out in 1999, so it's like almost 2000. It's late 90s movie. Mm-hmm.
Oh, dang.
And so the story is, the story of a wedding happening, and then these three best friends take a look back at their life and how they became friends when they were in middle school and high school. And, they just are kind of taking a trip down memory lane. But it stars Omar Epps, Taye Diggs, Richard T. Jones. You see Sanaa Lathan and a couple of other, notable Black actors from that period. Yeah. But this movie was definitely one of those like classic 90s movies.
Do you know the guy who played the young Slim character?
I remember the one with the Jerry curl. Yeah. Uh-huh.
So when it came out, my aunt was like, I look like that guy or something like that. Maybe him, or maybe it was the main character. I don't know. But I think it was the young Slim, but I don't think I look like that guy.
Oh, no, you don't look like that guy. I mean, I wish I had a picture of him right now so that we could look at it. But anyway, you guys can look it up. But basically, this scene, though, in the movie, to me, was one of the best scenes because, clearly the main character is afraid. This guy who's in the front, Stacy, is like, this basically hood character, and he's like a gangster and everything. Yeah. And he seems so hard, but at one point, because this guy, I'm not gonna give the movie away if you haven't seen it, but because
you should have seen it.
Yeah, well, if they're young, they may not have seen the movie, But the guy in the back seat, so he basically has proven himself to the gangster, and the gangster's like, okay, I'm gonna help you get with my little sister, who the guy has a crush on. Yeah. And so he gives him a little secret on, basically how to get with his little sister.
Yeah. Really weird point in the movie.
It's just, but what is funny? It's one of those movies, The Wood is, where it's just like humorous but emotional, and it kind of takes you back down memory lane. And the funny thing is, this movie is a trip down memory lane, but when I think back to the movie, it takes me back to that time period when the movie came out, and I was thinking, oh, all these great 90s, early 2000s
Does it
movies.
take you back to when the movie came out, or the time period that part of the movie is set in?
Ooh, the time period that part of the movie is set in.
Yeah. So did you mention Tamala? What was her name?
Tamala Jones.
Yeah, she was in there.
That's true. So Tamala Jones plays the character, one of the character's ex-girlfriends, right? The guy who's getting married, who is Taye Diggs' character. And what happened to her? Like, I feel like she just completely disappeared because she was just in almost all of the 90s, movies.
Well, that happens in Hollywood,
Yeah, and especially for the women, because, they get kind of, they get phased out more quickly. Yeah,
because they like those real young women on there.
Yeah,
in Hollywood.
So.
Yep. So the gents are winning.
Only because I haven't had my third question. But anyway, let me see this question you have for me. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh. Okay. Why did you do this to me? All right. People, do not be upset if I don't get this right.
Yes.
But okay. So we know this is Richard Pryor.
Okay.
And It's a couple of movies. See, if you had a different scene in there, then I would have known. Okay,
That's the
so
trick.
is this Which Way Is Up?
Is that your answer, or are you
Oh,
asking?
this is my answer. Okay, wait, but before you tell me if I'm right or not, I'm thinking it's got to be Which Way Is Up, because I don't think it's Bustin' Loose, because that was kind of all around the same time, and I don't think it's Stir Crazy, that one with Gene Wilder that happened around it. So I'm just gonna go with Which Way Is Up. I hope this is right. I'm right.
Yes.
Okay.
This is Which Way Is Up. And I'm gonna give the movie away. Well, no, I'm really not. So it's from 1977, and Richard Pryor's character is just this guy who's back at some place, and he ends up working for he was like picking oranges. He was an orange picker or something. And then he joined a workers union, right? There was basically kind of talking about that whole Hispanic or Latino workers movement back in those days, back in the 70s, right? So he joins by mistake, because he's like, and then he goes around and talks about how he basically knows the big head guy, So then he gets run out of town, and then he goes to the city and have to basically work for the people who ran him out of town and stuff, and turn on his friends and all that, because he becomes the manager of some sort of plant or something. It's really good movie. It's
you
really
always
funny.
like those what do you call it, work the union movies, workers' right movies, like Norma Ray type movies.
Yeah.
Which Way Is Up? Okay. And the other thing is, if you notice on the cover, he plays a couple characters in this movie. So for those of you who are kind of like 80s babies and grew up in the 80s and into the 90s, you might remember Eddie Murphy playing all these different characters. Well, Richard Pryor did it before him.
Yeah,
and you may
did.
not be as familiar with that.
Exactly.
So is this the movie where, the woman Lynette McKee?
Yeah, so it's Richard Pryor, Lynette McKee, and Margaret Suge Avery.
Okay. So if y'all don't know who Margaret Suge Avery is, she played in The Color Purple.
She played Suge Avery.
In The Color Purple. Hello. So, yeah. So this was, but it makes me want to go back and watch this. I think we watched this movie sometime within the last 18 months.
Most of these movies I keep in rotation, so I never go and be like, oh, I haven't seen that in 8 years, because constantly going back and watching these things. That's why you can never stump me.
I will stump you.
This one.
I gave you some, I felt like medium questions. One of them would be easy. But see, the thing is, a lot of these movies we've watched together. So, I know that you've seen the movie. The question is just whether or not you can, recall the name of the movie. But, there will be some more difficult ones coming, because there'll be movies that I know you'll know the actor, but I don't think you know the movie.
Probably.
So anyway, that's me calling you out, because I'm saying that we will win next time.
We have a tie.
Yeah. So we ended a tie today. Maybe we in the future should have a tiebreaker.
Yeah. I don't know how we could formulate that, but we'll figure out a way to have a tiebreaker. But
if you guys have questions or movies that you think that we should include, feel free to comment in the comment section.
Yeah.
Those movies.
Let us know how many you knew.
Yeah. What's your score? Did you get a 3 out of 3 if you're a lady or a gent?
6 out of 6.
Yeah. Did you get 6? If you got all 6 right, I'll give it to you, because I think that this was an interesting mix of movies, newer and old.
Yeah.
So you really have to know your cultural movie.
Yep. So let us know
trivia.
what you think.
That's right. And be sure to hit the subscribe button. Make sure that you hit the bell next to it so that you can know when we have new trivia questions. We won't just be sticking to movies. We'll be doing some other stuff too. So be sure to check us out.
Holla.
Bye.